Hey there, friends and enemies, JoPaWrites here again, and today I wanted to talk about the Weavewalk strand aspect in Destiny 2 Season of the Witch, which is absolutely ridiculous. I was using it in the brand new PvP game mode Relic, as well as some PvE, but I'm going to use that Relic gameplay because it is hilarious to watch. Now, keep in mind, this is the full match. I decided not to edit it down just so you guys can get a better picture on how it works and what it can and cannot tank, as well as how Relic is going to work as a game mode overall, because I was definitely learning on the go, and I think a lot of people are, so I'm going to explain that in the back half of the video. So first off, let's talk about Weavewalk, though. So you have the ability to dodge while airborne to enter the weave, gaining damage resistance from combatants and players, reactivate your air dodge, or cast your rift to exit the weave. While in the weave, you generate perched threadlings over time. Now, the amount of time that you're in this is actually dependent upon how much charge you have on your melee ability. So if you have full 3 charges of your melee, then you're going to be in that state for a lot longer. One thing to keep in mind is that your damage resistance is incredibly high. You can't tank full relic hits, you can't tank full supers, but basically everything in the game besides that in PvP, you can tank, and it's absolutely ridiculous. Remember the trade-off, you can't shoot, you can't use abilities, anything like that, but being able to tank that much is kind of a get-out-of-jail-free card in a lot of cases, and you're going to be generating those threadlings at the same time, and if you pair it with something like Weaver's Call to cast your rift to weave 3 threadlings and deploy any threadlings you have perched, you're going to be casting your rift to get out of it and just setting threadlings everywhere. With the recent buff to threadlings, this is going to come in really handy in PvE, especially if you get surrounded, you get yourself into trouble, you need that little ability to get out of danger while you are low on health. This is going to be the way. You can also pair it with like swarmers, for example. Threadlings spawn from tangles and unravel targets, which is hilarious. So all of that pairs really, really well together, and that's what I would kind of focus on when you're making a build around this. It just pairs so nicely, and you can use it with something else that's going to allow you to have a better rift as well. So there's a lot of combinations there, but that's just what I went with in this first gameplay. But yeah, the Weavewalk, the amount of tankiness is quite crazy. You'll see it, and that's why I kind of left the gameplay as is, because of how strong it was at certain times. It allowed me to kind of go everywhere, and I got a multitude of kills with my threadlings just from getting out of the Weavewalk state. It was actually hilarious. So other than that, Strand Warlock, I think, has been in need of a little bit of help for a while. I know with the buff to threadlings, that's very nice. They nerfed suspend, so you're not really going to want to lean into that with your Warlock, but with now the swarmers, with the new aspect, I think there's ways to make this really viable across a lot of different types of content. As far as the rest of my build goes, I was using Imperial Decree, the shotgun, as well as my Centrifuge and Roar the Bear, which I really don't use as a rocket launcher. But then as far as my mods, pretty standard mods for PvP, nothing too crazy there. I'm really not making a build video out of this. I just wanted to highlight the Weavewalk aspect because of how crazy it actually is, and just really show off how tanky it can actually be. Now, as far as the gameplay of Relic itself, I enjoyed the game mode. It plays much different from anything else in the game, and as long as you keep in mind this is more akin to something like Mayhem than it is a more serious mode, it is definitely made as a party game type of mode. You can have fun in this one, as I did. I really enjoyed playing this game mode. You start off, you have random relics around the battlefield, but if you're getting kills, if you're generating a charge for the relics, you can actually get your own relic that's going to be not based on a specific timer. You can go snag that, which is really cool, and it'll tell you in the right hand side of the screen as well which relic is currently available for you to grab. So you can go grab that one and be ready for whatever it is. Just keep in mind, everyone is going to be swarming those relic areas pretty much all the time. So you're going to have to play smart and look for those opportunities to go grab it. The nice thing is when you have your own charged, it isn't one of those timered ones that is available at random times throughout the game. Then not everyone is going to be there at the time because only you are going to have it available to go grab. So that's the time to go grab a relic and try to get some kills with it. I had up and down luck when it comes to relics. I really liked the shield from Vault of Glass. It was, I think, my favorite one to use. I also really enjoyed the Scythe when I could use it, although I didn't get a lot of kills with it. The Lightning Spear is definitely going to have to take me a bit of time to get used to again because I think it's fantastic, but just the way that it works was a bit different from what I remembered as far as using it. So all of those options are a lot of fun. You're going to get killed from across the map consistently with some of these relic charges, and you're going to have to definitely be on your toes. But for me, it was almost like mayhem with a mix of not just super spam all the time. It provided something different, and I really enjoyed it. I think you have to win your gunfights in order to generate your relic charge. You have to be aware of where the relics are at any given time. And the chaotic nature of it really lends itself to the way Destiny 2 PvP plays at the current moment, which, again, I know a lot of people don't like, but for those people who are wanting to embrace the space magic fantasy, it does play really fun, really well, and it allows you to really dive in and do some really fun things. Plus the nostalgia for me of using the shield from Vault of Glass, using the scythe and some of these other things. I like when they incorporate PvE aspects into the PvP portion of the game, just because it feels like it's doing something that's going to be you don't expect them to do in Destiny 2, right? We don't see it that often, and I really do enjoy when we get to use aspects from other parts of the game. Like, I would love to see more things that we've seen in Gambit or PvE into PvP and vice versa. And again, I know I'm not a PvP sweat. I might be alone in that idea, but that's just my own personal preference. So that's just how it is. The gameplay wasn't the best. It was, like I said, I think my first or second game on, but I did play well enough. I did have a lot of fun with it, and I learned a lot, so I think I would be better next time. I'm not I'm far from a PvP sweat, so keep that in mind as well. And yeah, overall, I think it's a good game mode. I'm looking forward to entering the mainstream playlists for sure. I'm also looking forward to seeing the next game mode that is going to be more gunplay focused come into the Crucible Labs as well, which is very exciting to me. But I'm going to make a build around specifically the Weavewalk once we get into PvE with it, and I'm going to see how it works out, if it's as effective as I think it is. If you're able to tank things in things like Grandmasters or something like that with this Weavewalk aspect, it could be huge, and it really could change up the way the end game is played on the Strand Warlock. So I'm looking forward to that for sure. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Helps me out tremendously. Shows you want to see more Destiny 2 content from me going forward. This one, like I said, a bit different than some of my other videos. I have a build for the brand new Titan exotic and a build for the brand new Warlock exotic coming on the way here in the next day or so. So keep an eye out for that. Anyway, my name is Jopa. I hope you enjoyed the video. Likes, comment, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. Show me some love. I appreciate it, each and every one of you. I hope you have a good one, and I'll catch you all later.